Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go again. Those of you who have subscribed for our scanner, or you have not subscribed, you're following us and then taking our trade. And those of you who have subscribed, of course, first of all, you want the video to just install your scanner. It's very straightforward, not difficult. And we'll watch this video for operation. So just watch it again and again. We have done a lot of video. This is another one I'm doing. What do we say you should do? Look at this. Very simple step. You don't disturb yourself unnecessarily to trade. Okay, well, so number one, you want to go to your chart. Let's quickly go. It doesn't matter what time you come to the market. First of all, you want to look at the daily time frame. All right. If market having momentum, so let's look at gold. So perhaps I come to the market, I look at gold. Does it really have momentum? Of course, the momentum was not too fantastic. You can see that. Okay, so gold today, like now. So if you go on daily time frame, look at your daily. If you are using phone, just go to your left corner downside, and then you click and then change to daily time frame. That's you. So 1D. Okay, so that means you are on daily time frame, and so you want to change to daily time frame. What exactly I'm checking in? What am I checking on daily time frame? For instance, if I come to daily time frame, you see the structure. I don't want to bother myself so much about you don't know much about trading, but you just want to follow the instruction of your scanner. Very simple. Now, I come to this and I show me that, okay, the market is actually this your line. It is support. So you have a lot of support region. You can see support region. This is a key level. These are different key levels for gold. So it means you are still in a very nice uptrend as it were. And then the momentum do not really qualify with go to today. Okay, as at the time you come in. So nevertheless, so whichever time you come in, now daily is to check the momentum of the market. Okay, I've taught you about that. What are we checking on the daily time frame? Looking at the candlestick. Quickly, you want to go to 4-hour time frame. Now, in the 4-hour time frame, in the structure itself to find the market structure. All right, so market structure is where you can find in this scanner actually give you a very nice signal, and then you're going to take a trade. Okay, now, but if you look at this now on 1-hour time frame, so let me take off all of these things that are here. So because I've done some stuff, right? So let's take off those things here. Now, so if I come, you are looking at the day you are seated on. If we look at it on 4 hours now, the market returned back to this point. That means you want to buy up again. Okay, so now you're going to work on 4 hours is what gives you signal. So this was not this on the first. So you are coming here for the day, so the new day, and then you have not found an entry. So on 4 hours, you couldn't find an entry. No problem. You go to 1 hour. So 1 hour, 4 hours are the main structure that give you buy, sell signal. Okay. Now, so as at the time you come, so when I come in the morning, I look at the 4-hour time frame, I couldn't find any signal. And I go to 1 hour time frame. So ignore this one first, because in the day, in the morning, when I came, I look at the daily time frame. I look at 4 hours, I couldn't find a signal. And I look at 1 hour, I couldn't find a signal, a buy signal. So when I go to 30 minutes, I actually find. So, but let's work with this now. So this actually pumped up. So when I see, maybe when you're just coming, the market was still on this. Now, one thing, please pay attention very importantly, everybody. Pay very, very serious attention. Now, when you come in, either the market, the candle is still just forming. And how would you know? Look at it. This candle, this 1 hour candle now, it's remaining about 21 point, less than 22 minutes to close. So it's still struggling. You can't see this candle is going to go bearish or bullish. It's looking at you want to bounce back and all of that. Another factor, if you actually bounce back, because I have some hybrid setting, all right, which identify this as a kind of order block, as it were. Okay, so but that's not what I don't want to speak too much grammar to you. So here you find, when you come, you discover that this market, this already have given you a signal. Now take note, please, quickly. If the signal, sell signal came out, this is 1 hour time frame. Sell signal came out at this point. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so sell signal came out here. So you have a sell signal here. Can you see? PBX sniper sell came out. So there's no struggle. Now, I said, if you are trading, you actually have a very good equity, and it come out on 1 hour time frame. And if this signal come out at your, if it's a sell signal, and it came out at your, what do we call this? As the resistance, this is a key level, meaning that it's supply zone. You may not need to waste time to refine. I love refining because I love to have a very small stop loss. All right. So you now, as the candle closes, maybe as the time you're coming in, the candle has actually closed as a sell. So the close of the candle is here. That means you are entering exactly here and taking your stop loss above here. If it's a currency that can give you a very more better, the stop loss will not be. So you have to take it above this because the market have a culture of returning back to retest this rejection and selling back again. So you want to do that. This is 470 pips. So if it's gold, you have to just go immediately after the signal itself. Okay. And then if you look at some of the things, if you are learning, if you are paying attention, following us in learning, we said this scanner is programmed around price action. This is not robot, okay? This is not, when talking about both trading, both signal or both indicators and all of that, they are follow what we call pre-programmed, all right? Pre-programmed analysis. Now, pre-programmed conditions means that you're going to work with, if RSI cross down, this will buy, if cross down. So this is a scanner. It works, it's an AI scanner, works with the price action, the movement of the market, the dynamics of the market. So let's go. It has sweep liquidity here. Can you see that? This is a liquidity here. And in a nutshell, there's a wide range of what do we call it here? Fair value gap. Look at it here. Wide range of fair value gap. So, okay. So now, because we've told you that this scanner was programmed around price action, liquidity concept, and smart money. And so our strategy is called PBX P&L strategy. So price action and liquidity concept. Okay, let's quickly go. So you can take this, but for me, I love refining my market. You hear me most time. I say once you find a signal on 1 hour, I step down straight up to 5 minutes. Okay, very simple. I stretch down to 5 minutes. And you know me, I love refinement. Okay, because that is your market, it's your business. Now, what first gave me the first morale and confidence is the fact that I got a signal, right, on a powerful mode at 1 hour time frame. So at this point, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about 50 minutes, almost 10 minutes to close the whole 1 hour. And then I return back and I wait. So why will I wait, Felix? I'm waiting to find a proper sell. So at this point, we're still doing all of this movement. I come to 5 minutes doing this. I'm not doing anything. But when I come to 5 minutes doing this, immediately give you the pump. Then your trade entry is going to be this. Is somebody following me now? Your trade entry is going to be at the close of this. We're giving you the rules of taking this signal. This is appropriate, 3 candle close. So that has reduced it to, let's say 130 pips, okay? This is good, 130 pips. Now, your first identification is to target 1:2 risk reward, okay? So 1:2 risk reward. So if you have targeted your 1:2 risk reward, that's the first thing. So if you are entering 2 positions or 3 positions, now the first one is 1:2 risk reward, you are going to take your profit and enjoy it. Now, since that is the case, so most time, it depends on how much you're trading with. If you're trading with, let's say, $1,000 or $2,000, or depending on what you're trading with, then quickly you want to go into your account. So let's say you're trading with $1,000. How much do you want to expose to the market? Perhaps maybe like 5%, all right, 5% per time. So how much is the stop loss? Let's say 130 pips or something, and then you click calculate. It's going to use 0.03. So I can divide this 0.03 into 3 points, that's 0.01. In 3 places, okay, or 0.021 and 0.11. Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to take my trade, pam, pam, pam. So if I'm taking that, the first one is going to be take profit, 1:2 risk reward ratio. Very fantastic, because why do you do this? You already want to know how much you're going to lose if this market go wrong. That means you're going to lose $50. Very simple, okay? Now, if that's the case, very, very simple. So you go straight up, and then once you have taken the trade and you have set all this rule, all you are supposed to do is very simple. You are to go to your time frame that I brought here, which is 1 hour time frame, okay? So that you will not be intimidated by in-between market movement, okay? So if you go to 1 hour time frame, here you go. Then your first take profit is here. Then your second take profit, you can move to as much as possible of the length of the key level. So the length of key level, that means the trade is going to give you 1:5 risk reward eventually, which is going to give you about 810 pips You heard me right. So the last position you took, you're going to leave that one. And then when the market is moving and all of that is giving you a profit, just allow the market to be running, right? You don't bother. But if you go to 5 minutes again, you're going to find additional position to enter. Look at it. The market plumb back again and give you another sell option. This is a buy option. I'm not gonna buy this because this is why you miss the trade, and the trade take you out. Say, the trade give me a buy signal. So this is a kind of return, and it's on a fair value gap. That's why I take this one. That when it return back again, it's giving you another selling opportunity because this is an engulfing. It sweep this one. Remember what we say about the 3 candle close, and then it sweep this one again. So at the close of this candle, you see another entry again, and then you roll down the plan again. So you get that? Then you return back to your 1 hour time frame. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still rolling this trade. This is a very simple way of taking our trade, okay? Now, let's take another instrument very quickly and to show you. Unfortunately, we're even actually in this trade. Okay, let me look at Bitcoin. Very fantastic Bitcoin. We're selling Bitcoin right now. Now, let's go. First of all, you want to go to daily time frame to look at the momentum of the market for Bitcoin. And then you can see that Bitcoin today is actually still going very bullish because yesterday continue bullish, and that's how we're going. Now, but this is the good. The good side of it is that, okay, the market momentum is bullish, but we're just in between, the upper limit and the lower limit. So go to 4 hour time frame quickly, and then you want to find an entry. So if you are on 4 hour time frame, if you look at it when you come in the morning, you probably do not see an entry because this is the beginning of the day, or today here on the 6th, you couldn't find a trade for God's sake. You didn't find a trade. Okay, so you want to go to what time frame? You want to go to 1 hour time frame if you're going to find a trade. Very simple, right? So if you're going to find a trade on 1 hour time frame, that's when you come in the morning, you're going to do the same thing. Now, we go to 4 hours now. What do we see? We find a trade here. So let me take this guy aside. This is 4 hour time frame, and it's saying sell. And then let's look at it. It's not telling me to sell at when there's a resistance. So this market may not travel far. It could just be a pullback of 4 hour time frame. Understand that? Excuse me. The market is telling you to sell, right? Yet the market is on top of its support. You have to be very careful about such trade. Will not go too long. Now, so let's look at. I now want to go to one. So this is still 2 hours into that signal. So I want to go to 15 minutes. Remember, when you find the signal sell or buy on 1 hour, go to 15 minutes to find the snapper entry. So get good. This is lovely, right? Now, this is very, very lovely. So I was going to sell this. So this one, you're going to sell it. Why are you going to sell it? Now, look at it. This signal alone, it has something swept and then close below this. So the signal, you're going to take it this way. All right? Short at the close of this candle. You remember, those of you who have been using the scanner, you know what we'll talk about, 3 candle close. Now, this is about 902 as your stop loss. That's big sometime, all right? So then you're going to stretch down 1:2 risk reward. So that means your 1:2 risk reward is going to be somewhere here. Okay, so can I still refine this market to find more proper entry with a lower stop loss, as it were? Okay, let's try that. Okay, so you step down to 5 minutes straight out. Now, in going down to 5 minute time frame, you find out that the entry can be more quicker, okay? And the stop loss can be more reduced. And so you stop this way. Now, this is this, good and fine. So that means your stop loss has reduced to about 605. 605 as the stop loss. Then you're going to go this way. Now, take profits. 1:2 risk reward. Now, the people I gave this signal actually mark this point as their first take profit, as it were. Okay, so that's how we actually take the signal. Now, so we have this now. The market is actually doing what it was doing well, and then you have sell, and then you put your stop loss. Now, can I still refine? Why not? You can still refine to even 3 minutes, right? If you could find more possible reduced entry. So that means this is going to be this. Okay, many of you are taking using our scanner. You know why we refine to this point, and then the stop loss you can see right now. That's about 465 or 464. And then if you're going to take that 1:2 risk, well, let's look at it. That will have been here. This is the way you take this trade. That's why I refine my market. Now, however, the market is giving a counter, probably it's going to return back to the source before selling again. So it's none of your business. If it stop you out, fine. If it doesn't stop you out, so you take the trade and enjoy yourself. Are you getting now? So that's how you take the trade. If I'm still going to go for 1 minute, because like Bitcoin and gold, I actually do that to very barest minimum. Okay. I actually reduce it to the barest minimum. So I think the 3 minutes was perfect and very better off. And so no stress about that. And then you return back to 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and then the 1 hour or the 4 hours you saw the trade from. Remember, the trade came out of 4 hours. The trade came out on 1 hour and all of this. Okay. So now let's go to the 1 hour. And then if you go to the 1 hour, where's the next support? The next support is actually here. Okay. So you stretch it further to that point if you have refined the market, and that was going to give you about 1:2.65 risk reward, as it were. Okay, if you're going to return back to 4 hours, so let's look at it. Oh, 4 hours have a very nice support. That means it's just like a pullback. But you don't need to entertain unnecessary fear. If you're going to stop you, I'll let it stop you. It's not a business, and then you just allow the trade to run. And this is how we take the trade. Okay. You see the gold, we'll just explain to you. Then you take a currency. Let's look at Euro USD and the same thing. Okay, so the same thing we did. I think I saw GBP USD, for instance. So this is this. Now look at GBP USD. You come in the morning and then you look at the market. So let's think of all of this thing here. Now you come in the morning and you look at your daily time frame to see the momentum of the market. Can be confusing sometimes, but it shows that, okay, the market need to be brewing up and so forth. And then you correctly go to 4 hours. Either you can find a signal. Unfortunately, you did not find anyone. So you don't want to be on assumption. So you want to go, what's the next one? So perhaps if I come this way, I'm going to take a trade here, but you wouldn't know why I take that trade. So for us to take it on a very literal way, so you can find that this market actually says you should buy here. And that was when the market opened yesterday of the week. Okay, so if that's the case, so what do you want to do? So the same thing. Now, but I told you something that if a buy or a sell give you a signal, all right, at a point of, if you say you should buy at a support, you say you should sell at a resistance, you just want to take the trade if it's 1 hour, if it's 30 minutes. And but give and take, let's look at it. If I go back to my, we are past this level, that's why I'm using this vertical line. If not, you just to go to 5 minutes and you're going to see your trade. Okay, so let's start the 5 minute because this is 1 hour time frame. And then if you quickly go there, let's see what we're going to find here. Lovely, lovely, guys. So now coming back to 5 minutes here, we actually have found a trade. Okay, many wouldn't know how this trade was actually come about. We found a trade here, engulf, sweep, and all of that. So this candle will perform every kind of thing we're looking for. So for that, you're looking for an entry for buy, and then so you at the close of this candle, and then your stop loss just below here. All right. There you go, 1:2 risk reward. So this is currency. You don't need to bother so much because how much the stop loss? 14 pips. So 1:2 risk reward is the first target, and then this is it here. Boom. Then you are taking some. Now for me, I'm going to stretch further to 1 hour time frame that I came from. Now stretching further to 1 hour time frame that I came from is very, very simple. What's going on here? Okay. All right, so that's it. Let's go this way. So 1 hour. So you're going to take the trade up to this next resistance. Can you see that? Okay, you take the trade up to the next resistance. And if you look at the trade, that means it's going to reward you 1:3.88 risk reward, meaning that you're risking about 14 pips to make about 56 pips. You get that? Now, if you still stay on 5 minutes, you're going to find additional entry. Okay, so we'll find another additional entry if you go on your 5 minute time frame. All right, how do you find that? You know you have entered here. You see find more buy signal. So you want to add to your position of your buy signal. Very simple. All right, you want to add to your position of buy signal. So that's how you actually take the trade and then you make money. But to doing this, once you find a particular instrument that is doing well for you, bring in money for you, just stay on that signal, on that particular instrument for that time being, at least. So if you look at it here, the market actually came here on 5-minute time frame. So if you are adding more to your 5-minute time frame, that make a lot of sense. Remember? So here you find another entry, fantastic entry, buy up. Then till you come over here, you see a sell. I may not take this sell because I'm thinking it to be against my trend. Okay. Then you have another buy signal here, and then take it up. Now, if we return back to 1-hour time frame, look at what actually happened recently now. So on 1-hour time frame, you now saw a sell signal. So we saw another sell signal on 1-hour time frame. So what are you going to do? It's very simple. I'm going to go to 5-minute time frame. Since I find another signal, okay. So look at this. I'm going to go to 5 minutes straight down. I'm putting this line because time has passed to those level, and that's why you see I'm putting on this line. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Now, if I still want to refine, I can go to 3 minutes. Remember. If not, just to take a trade here. So let's look at it. Taking this trade here. This is a confirmed selling signal. And then your stop loss above the signal point, then that's about 18 point something pips. So 1:2 risk reward is your first target. So let's go there. 1:2 risk reward, boom. So by now, you're done with this trade. So 18.7 pips to make about 38 point something pips, right? So if I go to 3 minutes, can I find more refinement? So possibly, it's possible. Okay, yeah, you can find a refinement. This is a very nice refinement. Okay, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So can you see that? So you don't just go to lower time frame for going sake, but you're going to lower time frame to maximize your trade. So if you do that, that means where you want to take this profit, that's 1:3 point something risk reward already, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. All right. So when you are trading, just fine and stay with your trading pattern and time. So this scanner is very powerful. It's saying you should buy here. Well, fine. The buy could be nice, but that's not what I'm going to look at. But perhaps you have people taking your profit. And so if you return back to your 1-hour time frame, then you're going to find that, okay, that ask you to buy is actually not holding water because the trade still continue to go down. And so that means ordinarily, if I'm going to be following this trade, maybe I have one position left, I could trail back to this point. All right. That's going to result to 1:6.6 risk reward ratio. Oh my goodness. So this is how we trade. Very simple, no stress, you don't need to know too much. Trying to know too much is going to give you a headache. When you are making money, you can learn more. Okay, this is very simple. That's a scanner for you. Study to understand how this scanner is being used appropriately than to want to know what is this, what is that here and there. No, it's not necessary. Just learn how to apply this scanner. So you're welcome. If you have not subscribed for this scanner, quickly now, you can chat out with this phone number, +234 90470444 and 998. Take the number again, +234 90470444 998. That's the number. Chat up and we're going to direct you on how to subscribe. Right now, today is on the 6th of April 2026. We're running a promo that was extended till next tomorrow, Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. GMT +1. So you see, I have the privilege to take advantage of the 50% Easter offer that we give to people. So that means instead of paying $200 straight up, you are paying $100 to access this massive scanner that will give you access to other training informations, and even signals and all like, and that's what it is. So my name is Flix. So chat up with the chat number, and then we're going to direct you. So everyone that has the scanner, please watch the video again and again to understand how to apply this scanner very well. Thank you, and do have a nice time. Bye.